Expect large crowds, again, crowded planes, crowded terminals, and crowded roadways.
Right now at Atlanta Live, the holiday travel rush is heating up. We are live at the world's busiest airport with ways to prevent your flight from becoming a holiday headache. And we're on watch as Atlanta attorney Tex McIver still sits in jail this morning. We'll hear what's next for him after that deadly shooting of his wife that he claims was accidental. And history made in the Georgia Capitol. We're going to hear how one of the state's newest lawmakers is ready to write a new chapter in the upcoming session. Atlanta Live starts now.
This is Atlanta Alive with Vinnie Politan and Sheba Russell.
Good morning. Got a holiday feel-good story for you. Monopoly's Christmas hotline opens up tomorrow through Christmas Day. You can ask questions and get answers to solve any arguments that you and your family are having as you play. Apparently, a survey said that 51% of all Monopoly games end in fights.
Whoa.
Why? Well, one reason people make up rules. And of course, the banker's always stealing money from the bank, right?
Is there a Trump Tower on Monopoly?
If you're interested, the number is 1-800-689-4903. But I understand as a child, as you could fight a little bit. But if you're like an adult in a family playing Monopoly.
Hey, man.
Right.
Hey, it's cutthroat in my house, man.
Is it really?
I got some cheaters, man.
Wonder where they get that from. I'm just wondering. I mean, because your children are typically younger and the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. So I'm just
Might have to separate you two and sit here.
No, my family's like Uno. Like if you don't say like Uno when it's going, like when it's down, like draw two, you got to draw two. Like no, I was saying Uno. No, draw two, pick them up, Next.
But you were criticizing me in my house, but y'all arguing over Uno.
You just said you people, you say y'all cheat.
To the wall, shall we?
Yes.
Don't talk about my family.
You said you started.
You gotta get that speck out of your own eye first before you get the speck out of my eye. You know? Can you tell me and Tracy are like brother and sister and argue all the time?
So my mama didn't have him.
we would argue over any game. We'd argue over tic-tac-toe. Jeez. Rock, paper, scissors, we'd argue. All right, let's look. We got some clouds in place, folks, and it was warm yesterday. We got up to 66 degrees.
All right, we'll open a
afternoon
traffic
high
next.
temperature. I suspect temperatures will be on the mild side once again today, even though the front has pushed through. Notice, if you're going to be traveling, the middle of the nation is where you're going to find most of the trouble. You got some snow showers up here toward Kansas City, headed toward St. Louis as well.
I'll try reprinting. Does that Canon printer work?
So it's going to be tricky travel in the middle of the nation, up and down the eastern seaboard.
I'm going to print them to the
for now, but that
scripts
same
rundown
system is headed for the East Coast. We'll talk about that
this
coming
go
up.
around.
Temperatures are running in the 40s for the most part. Got a
It's a
couple
pretty
30s
basic
sprinkled in,
show
like
today.
36 in Peachtree City, 37 degrees in Carrollton, 36 down in LaGrange, 38 up toward Dalton. Here's your forecast for today, folks. We're going to see some sun mixing in with the clouds at times today. At times it'll appear mostly sunny. 47 degrees by noon. We'll get up to 55 degrees for a forecast high. Time now for a check on the traffic. Here's DJ Johnson.
Thanks, Chesley. Happy Friday again, everybody. So far, we're looking good out there. We're going to show you lots of green on the map, so that's good news.
All right,
we'll
we'll
go
go
to
to
the
a
north side, so if you're coming
split
from the
with
Alpharetta
Vinny
area,
on
65
camera
miles per hour going from North Point Mall. If you're over by the North Ridge exit, you're still looking good, still 65, so still not having any problems over there in that area. And now we're going to show you the big three, Georgia 400 southbound, looking at 11 minutes, 85 southbound, 8 minutes, and 75 southbound at 12 minutes. And now we have a live look. This is over at North Ridge at the bridge. See, no problems going on out there. It's looking good. Vinny, back to you.
Wide open. Thanks, Deidre. All right, the holiday travel rush is on today. One of the busiest travel days of the holiday season at Hartsfield-Jackson. Naima is there. It looks like it's the quiet before the storm behind you this morning, Naima.
Right now, there's not a lot of foot traffic at the airport, but that's expected to change within the next few hours. Right now, we're right outside of the main security point. The wait time is 15 to 30 minutes. 4 million people are expected to travel through Hartsfield-Jackson this holiday season, and this will break last year's record. Here's what the airport is doing to prepare for this. Take a look at this. They've increased staff, TSA officers. There are 5 screening lanes, and all checkpoints will be open early. By doing this, airport officials say they're trying to ensure passengers have efficient and safe travel experiences here at the world's busiest airport. Now, if you're driving to the airport today, here's what to expect for the average week before Christmas, according to GDOT. Downtown connector, traffic back up from 3:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. I-75 southbound back up between 3 and 6 p.m. I-75 I-85 northbound, a smooth flow. I-85 north, little backup between 6:30 a.m. and 8:30 a.m. These numbers are based on 2011 because that was the last time Christmas fell on a weekend, so it gives you something to compare. Now, despite all of this, despite all the tips and all the preparation, people are encouraged to arrive at least 2 hours early to ensure that they get to their airline on time. Back to you.
All right, Naeem, I say get there 3 hours early and enjoy all those great restaurants at the airport. Thanks so much. All right, Tracy, you have some more headlines for us this morning.
Oh, I do, Vinny. We're going to start things off with a story talking about a big story we talked about yesterday. We do have a crew at the Fulton County Jail that was overnight. And at last check, well-known Atlanta attorney Claude Tex MacGyver remains behind bars. He is facing a charge of involuntary manslaughter in the shooting death of his wife, Diane. A judge granted him a $200,000 bond during his first court appearance yesterday. If he bonds out, we will definitely let you know on the air as well as online. And a couple accused in a multi-state crime spree sits in jail this morning. Authorities say the couple used skimming devices at gas stations in 5 states, including Georgia. They were stealing credit card information. Investigators also seized close to $6,500 in cash, 39 stolen credit cards, and more than 300 gift cards. And Georgia tight ends coach Shane Beamer has been fined $25,000 by UGA for his role in the WikiLeaks scandal. Back in 2014, while he was at Virginia Tech, he admitted to getting a call from Wake Forest radio announcer Tommy Elrod, telling him some plays that the Demons would run the next day. Beamer said he did not use the information, but he also did report it. Elrod made similar calls to other schools on Wake Forest's schedule.
All right, thanks so much, Tracy. There's going to be some new faces at the State House next month, and one of them will be making history. Jennifer Bellamy is sharing the story this morning of Brenda Lopez, who will be the first Latina to serve in the General Assembly.
Package, a minute
Brenda
9.
Lopez steps into the State House in January.
I think
as a
the
Mexican-American, she'll be the
of
first
government
Latina to serve in Georgia's General Assembly. And while she acknowledges the historic nature of her election, she doesn't like to dwell on it.
I'm not necessarily a fan of it in the sense that it's 2016, and I think it's actually more of a shame that we're talking about first, whatever those firsts are in this day and age. But I also understand it's important in the sense that you have to start somewhere.
Lopez, a Democrat, instead hopes to focus on hitting the ground running.
Basically, I see myself now as a state legislator in the
We'll transition back to camera 2
where
and
really
a 2.
I'm advocating, and I have to advocate and kind of play a defensive role.
While learning the ropes, she also has an interest in addressing issues facing Gwinnett County, like improving transportation and education. She also wants to increase political understanding and involvement in our community across all levels of government.
But for me, the most important thing that can come from that is making sure that we continue opening doors and giving
10 seconds.
so that more people, whatever it is that makes them diverse, whatever it is that they identify
5.
as, that they're included in voices and positions in the government.
And congratulations. And lawmakers returning to work January 9th. And this new session, though, I think is going to bring back some old fights.
Oh, it seems like they're always fighting about something, right? This particular fight we're talking about has to do with Governor Deal. Now, he vetoed several controversial bills last spring, but again, it doesn't mean that they're all dead and buried. Some lawmakers are saying they're ready to give that campus carry bill another try. Now, that particular bill would have allowed permit holders to carry concealed weapons on college campuses. Meanwhile, House Speaker David Ralston is looking to the feds for progress on religious freedom. Something else that definitely could be a big fight, medical marijuana. It was squashed before even making it to the governor's desk, but that has not stopped backers from gearing up for another fight this session. So which one do you think is probably going to be
They're up on cam.
I think they're all big. I think they'll all make headlines, and there'll be a lot of debate back and forth. The question is, what will change? You know, will the governor's position?
Can you put something in dual
I don't know. He seemed like a staunch advocate. You know, everything he was for, he was really for. So I don't know if you're going to be able to compromise, so to speak.
We'll see what happens.
Let's see what happens with the weather. Chesley, could it possibly be one of the warmest Christmases ever?
I don't think it'll get that warm.
Not that warm.
Yeah. Temperatures. We've had some very warm Christmases.
Peaceful.
Temperatures. Well, it could, Tracy. Let me restate that. You know, it really depends on how much cloud cover we see. I was saying this just yesterday. Temperatures were expected to heat up to around 60
Mics
degrees.
are down. We'll go to Deidre next. Then we have Vinny at the big board for the tees.
So yeah. It could happen. It could happen, folks. Take a look. I'm going to walk you through the day today. There's a time right there at the bottom of the screen. And you'll notice how we start off with a few clouds overhead right now. Those clouds get out of the way as we head toward mid-morning into early afternoon. I think we'll have full sun around by the noon hour. So it's going to feel mighty warm. And then notice as we head into the evening, those clouds come back, and they come back thicker as well. And so we'll start off our Christmas Eve with mostly cloudy skies. There'll be a few breaks here and there, but no rain yet. No rain yet. That rain won't come in here, I think, until the afternoon on Saturday. Here's your what to wear forecast for today. I'm thinking a light jacket will do you, even for today. This temperatures heat up to around 55 degrees. Again, depending on how much sunshine we receive, may go up just a little bit. We'll be a bit breezy. We'll have an easterly flow coming in, so we'll be a bit breezy at times, but I think, again, you get away with that heavier jacket instead of the heavy coat. Just wear a heavy jacket. I think you'll be fine. As far as your holiday weekend forecast, you're looking at 65 degrees for the high temperature on Saturday. That's Christmas Eve. We got an 8 on the wazometer, 20% chance for a shower. Christmas Day, 68, approaching 70, folks, for a high temperature on Christmas Day, with partly to mostly cloudy skies, and 9 on the wazometer. Time now for a check on the traffic. Here's DJ Johnson.
Thanks, Jesse. We're still looking good out there. We're going to check out the east side so you can see what's going on if you're traveling in that area.
All right, Vinny on cam next.
Chapel area. So going 69 miles per hour, that's over at Panola Road, over by Lithonia. So I-20 is looking good. Going more towards Wesley Chapel, you're going to see it's still 67 miles per hour. So in that area, you're seeing no problems, not seeing any delays or any major traffic issues. So that's some good news there. Looking at the east side as far as travel time, 12 minutes, 285 northbound, also 12 minutes, 20 westbound, and then 78 westbound, you're going to look at 8 minutes. And now here's a live look of the area, looking at traffic, moving along just fine. Vinny, back to you.
All right, thanks, Deidre. Singer Christina Grimmie was shot and killed after a concert in Orlando.
A quick nap pop next. Vinny's mic will be open.
Now her family has filed a lawsuit. I'll tell you who they're suing and whether or not they can win.
Are they there yet? Are they there yet? Are they there yet?
You may have heard some of that noise from the back seat. Well, how do you keep the kids entertained while you're on the road? Commuter dude Jerry Carnes with his new family explains how.
Okay, so now we're going to try to do this. We didn't plan this very well. We're going to try to hold this little guy, this Chihuahua mix, who's available for adoption. It's hard to do that with the mic. And can you see him? How cute is he?
All right. You remember Vinny the dog? We met him yesterday from Cobb County. Jennifer Leslie has an update on where Vinny the dog is going to end up.
All right, we're live. 4 straight to video. 3, 2, 1. My cues.
This morning, we are digging deeper into that lawsuit filed by the family of former
12.
Voice contestant Christina Grimmie. She was gunned down at an Orlando concert venue in June. Her family is now suing the concert promoter and the owners of the venue, claiming she did not have enough security. So, Vinny, I know it happened a while ago. Can you take us back a little bit more about what happened to her and why they're suing?
This happened just before the Orlando nightclub shooting. She performed down in Orlando, and after the concert, there was a sort of a meet and greet, and there was a fan who was coming to approach her. That fan ended up killing her. He had a gun, he had a knife, he had these weapons, and she was killed. So now the family's coming forward and has filed suit against the concert promoters and the venue.
Do you think they have a good case?
They may. And the test is, was it foreseeable and did they do enough to protect her? Is it foreseeable that some crazed fan might go after her? In today's world, I mean, security is a big issue. So there were no metal detectors at the concert. They were checking people's bags as they were coming in, but there was no metal detectors, no pat-downs, and that's what they're saying should have been done. Here's what's happening now, though. That same venue now is using metal detectors and patting down people when they come
that
in.
Might help,
12
right?
That could help her. That's almost an admission that, hey, we weren't doing enough. So, yeah, it could
13.
Is part of it because, you know, it wasn't like, she wasn't a huge A-list like a Celine Dion or Mariah Carey where you might take some extra precautions as opposed to a voice contestant.
That might be, and there was more accessibility.
We'll open a video
like
next and toss to a
package. You're not going to get to meet Beyonce, but, you know, she was meeting some of these fans. She's an up-and-comer. She was an opening act that night.
Back to 12.
But the bottom line here is the family says more should have been done, and this will be done in front of a jury.
What do they want? Do they want money? Like, what do
they haven't specifically asked how much they want, but this is a wrongful death case, so you're talking about lost wages, future earnings, things like that. And she was the person who was actually supporting her family. So they really need the money also.
Okay, good. Thank you, Vinny.
All right.
Okay. Moving to other news this morning with our Commuter Dude. It is one of the toughest parts of the holiday travel season, keeping your kids entertained in the back seat. Ooh, I know all about that. Commuter Dude Jerry Carnes takes us on a drive with some inexpensive entertainment he made all on his own.
And package.
2
minutes, 8 seconds. Good night.
I have to admit it, I was one of those kids who was constantly at my parents. Are we
Is
there
Vinny
yet?
still going to
How
talk
much
over this
further?
dual
Can we
boot
stop and
tease?
eat? I need to go to the bathroom. So I've come up with ways to keep Diari and Brian entertained. I borrowed them from their parents.
Okay, so
How long
Vinny,
will the coloring
toss.
books keep you entertained?
I think for like 30, maybe 1,000.
100? Awesome. Everyone out there's probably heard of travel bingo. Well, this is my version of it. I've copied and pasted some images onto a piece of paper. I've given Diari one. I've given Brian one. Guys, we're going to look for all these things as we drive around.
You forgot the rules.
Okay, how you play the game
Minute and
is
a
you
half.
get 5 in a row and you win. Anybody see a traffic light?
Yes.
Oh, you can mark that off.
We're going on a trip with our favorite rocket ship.
Flying through the sky, little Einstein. Most everyone's played the license tag game when you travel. You look for a license tag. Once again, I've made it easier by copying and pasting some images of license tags so you can keep track of what you
1
got.
minute.
That's Georgia. That's Florida.
Florida.
See it?
Brian's got being mean. I'm not being mean.
Now's a good time to introduce something else. Good job coupon. Every time we pass like 15 minutes and you guys don't fight or argue, I give you a good job coupon. I made these little mileage markers and they're hanging up there. Do you see them?
Yeah.
Every time we go a certain distance, you get to pull one of those mileage markers off and it tells us how far we've gone. Diari, do you see
30.
the 50? So pull that off. So that means we've traveled 50 miles.
Ooh.
And it gives you an idea of how much further we have to go. And then you don't have to ask mom or dad,
Whose kids are
we there
these?
yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Hey, look, guys, look where we are.
15.
We're at the end of
Oh,
our trip.
yeah.
We're back at Channel 11.
10.
Say Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, into all good night.
Good night.
Where do you get those cute?
They forgot to play Punch Buggy.
9 on the weather for today. 55 degrees for your high temperature under partly to mostly cloudy skies for today. It's going to be warming up for your Christmas, folks. We'll talk about how warm it will be. Maybe shorts for Christmas. We'll be talking about that coming up.
And Jib is hot in 3, 2, 1. All right, weather traffic. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
There's
1.
there's some roses by some new pages in the A block.
And that pop.
Hold Digital Guide is Chihuahua Mix, who's available for adoption. It's hard to do that with the mic. And can you see him? How cute is he? He doesn't have his name.
Q.
All right, I named him yesterday, Vinny the dog, and Jennifer Leslie at Cobb County Animal Control yesterday looking for a home for this cute little guy. So who took him home? Was it Jennifer Leslie?
Yeah, who took him home?
Not Jennifer Leslie, but he was adopted. So the good news, Vinny, or whatever his name is today, has a brand new home.
Clearly not Jennifer Leslie taking him. That wasn't going to happen.
And they still have a whole bunch of animals that need to be adopted, and it's free for the holidays. You can get information
Going to a
on
package
lemonlive.com,
next.
so.
Yeah, that was a cute segment yesterday.
He was such a well-behaved dog.
Oh, he was. He
really was.
He really was.
He really was.
I'm on TV.
Oh, yeah. Maybe that's what did it. Maybe that's why somebody came down.
Somebody's going to take me home. I'm so cute.
I think that's what worked. Something else we're talking about this morning. Jimmy Fallon likes to counter the serious news from the week with his good news segment.
Yeah.
This is where news anchors from all across the country read happy stories. Take a look. You might recognize somebody.
Beyonce has just announced the dates for her winter tour, and it kicks off in your living room.
The TSA announced this week that all lines at the airport will immediately turn into conga lines.
In international news, Russia is hacking your personal emails, and they found the one you wrote to your girlfriend, and they thought it was, quote, hella smooth.
Standing by on camera. They're up.
Look at you.
Well played, Chesley. Well played.
Mr. McNeil?
Yeah, I don't even know what that means.
Right? Yeah, it's supposed to be good news that you wish was true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind Beyonce having a concert at my
Okay.
in my living room.
Got to run that by the missus. Run that by the missus.
I'm sure she wouldn't mind Beyonce.
Oh,
No, that'd be fun.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Go ahead, girl.
Coming up, Tex McIver has been granted bond. This is the guy who shot and killed his wife. He says it was an accident, but he's still in jail this morning. Jennifer Leslie will tell us why. And Donald Trump's latest tweets raising some eyebrows again. We'll tell you why he's going to expand our nuclear arsenal.
Ladies do for NASA?
Calculate launch and landing, sir. Engineering. And I'm proud as the devil to be working with you.
And are you heading to the movies this weekend? Crash takes a look at one that could be an Oscar contender. We've got his reviews coming up.
And break. All right, 2.5. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, open.
This is Atlanta Alive with Vinnie Politan and Sheba Russell.
Oh, yes, it's that time of season again when, we should drop the graphics so we can see the whole thing here. It's there you go. Tiger Woods posting a topless picture of himself.
Is that who that is?
Yeah, it's Tiger Woods. He calls himself the Mac Daddy Santa.
Just stop.
And according to his tweet, he says it's a family tradition and the kids love it.
Well, you
Tracy.
keep it with the kids. Why I got to see it?
Yeah, I don't know why you have to tweet it if it's for the kids.
You're saying that now because it's now Tiger, but if it was back in the day Tiger.
Oh, I'd be all over.
Yeah, exactly.
He lost a little swag, you know what I mean? When he was winning, there's something about winning, just like, oh. And now, now that I know more about him personally, and now
you know a lot more about him personally.
So now I'm a little like, okay, enough.
Yeah. But he's back in the top 200. Yeah. He was down to like number 800 in the world in golf. It was crazy.
He didn't do so bad in his last tournament, right? 15 or I think 16 he ended it.
Hopefully somebody will advise him not to post that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Somebody should say.
Where your picture at, Mr. McNeil?
See, that's somebody that's advising me. Don't post that. I got some good people in my corner.
Really?
Namely, my wife.
Tell us how you ended up with the red and white bow tie.
Hey, Don, you back
No,
there?
they're saying, come on.
Can you check out
Weather.
Okay, all right.
graphics up? Camera 11, please.
On a tie? Are you kidding me?
I just want to see the pic. Where's the pic?
We got clouds in place, folks. Thank you, Mr. Will. We got clouds in place. And those clouds overhead will break up, and we'll get some sunshine in here and help to
Deidre
break
at
it
her
all
chroma key
down.
next, and we'll eventually split with
heating
Vinny on
back up. We're in
camera
the 40s
2,
right now for the
J-Les
most
on
part. Got a couple
11.
30s sprinkled in, like 39 degrees in Carrollton, 36 degrees in Peachtree
After
City,
J-Les's
34 over toward the
thing,
Grange,
Tracy needs to go to
45
the
in
big
Gainesville, 40
board
right now
for
in Blairsville.
headlines.
Again, we'll get the sunshine in, 47 degrees by noon, 55 for your high. If we get more sun, that temperature may go up a little bit. It's going to go up anyway over the next couple of days. We will really be warming up, folks. We're talking about some very, very warm temperatures coming our way. By Christmas, we could be seeing temperatures, high temperatures, close to 70 degrees. We'll talk more about that in the full forecast coming up. Right now, let's get a check on the traffic out there with Deidre Johnson.
Thanks so much, Chelsea. We're going to take you down at I-85, where we're looking at a major accident right now. We actually have all lanes blocked. This is going to be I-85 Sonoya Road. This is going to be northbound. So what they're doing right now is actually not letting any traffic go by. We're hearing that they are diverting traffic off Collinsworth Road in that area. So if you're trying to go I-85, they have blocked it. Right now you can see 13 miles per hour, so it is going slower. So if you are going around that area, just make sure you have to get off at Collinsworth Road, because right now they're not letting you by on I-85 because all lanes are blocked. Other than that accident right there in that area, for the big three, you're looking at 11 minutes 400 southbound, 8 minutes 85 southbound, and 12 minutes at 75 southbound. And right now, this is a live look at that area. You can't see where the accident is right now. You can just see that some traffic is moving by, but just know I-85 northbound, Sonoya Road, it's definitely going to be a major problem for this morning. Vinny, back to you.
All right, thank you, Deidre. Well-known Atlanta attorney Tex McIver is charged in the shooting death of his wife. He was granted bond, but is still in jail this morning. Jen, I presume he's got enough money to get out, so why is he still in jail?
Yeah, Vinny, we don't know exactly what's holding things up, but we do know regular bonds can take hours to process, and this is more complicated than a regular bond. First of all, it's a lot of money. The Fulton County magistrate set the amount at $200,000. She also added several bond conditions. McIver will have to give up his passport and wear an ankle monitor to make sure he doesn't run from this criminal case. We have seen in the past that monitoring systems take time to set up, which could could be why he's not out yet. MacIver is facing a felony involuntary manslaughter charge for shooting his wife Diane as the pair rode in their SUV in Midtown Atlanta back in September. He has maintained all along that it was a terrible accident, that the gun fired as he dozed off. Prosecutors originally asked for a $1 million bond, but they didn't get it.
I'm happy that he got a bond today.
20 seconds as possible.
I was
Coming straight back to Jay Les, then we'll split with Vinny and Tracy.
Surprised at some of the conditions the state asked for.
10.
Not all of them were granted, some of them
5.
were. And we will make every effort to comply with them and hopefully make this bond as quickly as possible.
She's up on cam.
But this morning we know the process not moving quickly at all. One more condition of MacIver's bond, he's to have no contact with a key eyewitness in the case, and that's the friend who was driving the SUV when the shooting happened, Vinny.
All right, thanks so much, Jen. Let's send things over to Tracy now for a look at more of this morning's headlines. Tracy?
Hey, thank you, Vinny. Police tell us that they are quite familiar with the man suspected of killing 2 people in Cobb County last weekend. Cobb County investigators say Justin Hess shot and killed his mother Carol Saturday night, then stabbed to death Alpharetta music teacher Bill Haynes and stole his Audi sports car. Hess's neighbor says he was under investigation by the FBI and CIA for threats he made during the election. We are still several months away from the opening of Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and our partners at the Atlanta Business Chronicle got their hands on newly released drone footage of the construction progress. You can take a look at it right there. All this happened after reports that construction teams are now on a compressed schedule. A spokesperson with the Arthur Blank Foundation said the new stadium will open this summer. And the smash hit game Pokemon Go is now available on the Apple Watch. The catch is not a full version of the Pokemon Go game. To actually catch Pokemon, you are still going to need your phone. The Apple Watch version is more of a companion app. It's going to track your steps and help you stock up on Pokemon catching items and send you notifications to your wrist when there's a Pokemon nearby. Back to you, Vinny.
Thank you, Tracy. Hey, some more big headlines from President-elect Donald Trump. He tweeted out that he's calling for the United States to expand our nuclear capacity. Edward Lawrence live in D.C. this morning. All right, Edward, what's the reaction on Capitol Hill to the President-elect's latest tweet?
Yeah, wow, Vinny, good morning. First of all, yeah, the president-elect is causing a big hubbub. He's had a very big day yesterday. Now, instead of talking to reporters about his feelings on foreign policies and other issues and taking questions, the president-elect is using Twitter. Now, on Twitter, from the nuclear arms race to corporate issues going back and forth, the president-elect started a lot of people talking. Now, Mr. Trump chimed in on foreign policy, saying the United States must greatly strengthen and expand its nuclear capability. Russian President Vladimir Putin agrees. In a speech, he said his objective in 2017 will be to strengthening Russia's nuclear strategies. Now, some critics think that this started a nuclear arms race again. The president-elect Trump's language echoes Cold War rhetoric that nuclear missiles serve as a deterrent to keep the peace. Now, Mr. Trump then went on and called out Lockheed Martin on Twitter and they plan to build the F-35, saying that it costs too much. And he asked Boeing to price out a comparable F-15 Super Hornet, alluding to the fact that Lockheed Martin may lose the fighter contract. The tweet caused the company $1.2 billion in market value in after-hours trading. Donald Trump will be playing golf today with Tiger Woods. We'll have to see if he tweets again, if at all. Reporting live in Washington, Edward Lawrence. Back to you, Vinny.
All right, thanks so much, Edward.
And split.
Well, Mr. Chesley McNeil, you're the man of the hour. It's the holidays, and we want to know, is it going to be warm, or how warm is it going to be this Christmas?
Very warm, Tracy. We're looking at temperatures approaching 70 degrees this holiday. We're starting off with a few clouds overhead. Those clouds are already starting to break down. I think we will get some sunshine at least for early afternoon before more clouds begin to move back in. So the weather here is fine. Up and down the eastern seaboard looks great as well. From New York City all the way down to Atlanta, even down in Florida looks great. It's back off to the middle of the country, in the Midwest, that we were running into problems. You can see over toward Kansas City right now. They do have the snow and the ice there. Some of that snow and ice is moving towards St. Louis. You can see up toward Omaha, also back toward Wichita, Kansas. Got a little ice there. This is making its way over toward the east slowly, so we'll be making its way over toward the eastern seaboard. We'll bring a little bit of light rain, or at least the possibility for a little light rain.
You don't don't like her.
Look who's happy about that warm Christmas. 68 degrees for an afternoon high temperature on Christmas Day. Very mild, approaching the, again, 70-degree mark. Again,
that is terrifying.
Initially thought there'd be a couple of clouds, a couple of showers around. For the most part on Christmas Day, you're looking at mostly cloudy skies on the outside. Deidre Johnson has to check on the traffic out there. How's it looking, DJ?
Can we just bump out with that graphic?
Right now we're working a pretty major accident, I-85 northbound. We're going to show you about.
Oh yeah, I can do it.
This is going to be the Sonoma Road area. This is going to be I-85 northbound, and 25 miles per hour is what's going on in that area right now. We did have a major accident. We have reports that a person was struck and that all lanes are blocked.
Ask Chesley to keep it.
They are diverting traffic off Collinsworth Road, so if you're in that area, they may divert you. And again, it's all lane blocked right now. Looking a little better because before it was about 13 miles per hour. Right now it's 25 miles per hour. So we are seeing some improvement in that area. But again, there are reports that a person was struck and multiple vehicles are involved in that accident. Looking at the big three, you've got 11 minutes, Georgia 400 southbound, 8 minutes, 85 southbound, and 12 minutes, 75 southbound. Vinny, back to you.
All right, thank you, Deidre. Some early Oscar buzz on this new movie, Hidden Figures, and Crash had an opportunity to see the movie. His review coming up.